Greetings everyone watching this video. Now we are about to see Nifty January month futures contracts Elliott wave analysis. Since we are off for a long time, we are about to have a in-depth detailed analysis on Nifty. So this is going to be a bit huge. Therefore we have segmented the whole analysis into 4 equal parts. Let's begin with the low probable count. This is a low probable count. The labeled waves which are within the parenthesis represent the supercycle degree, and the supercycle degree wave 1, 2, 3 and 4 have been completed in this kind of analysis. This is low probable and let's see why. Here the fourth waves or the wave in the supercycle degree has been labeled to be complete because the 50% retracement ratio for wave 3 has been satisfied by this wave 4, and this would be the reason why we are denoting this as a completed wave 4. But we don't have enough evidence to substantiate this claim that wave 4 has been ended, and therefore the rise of ambiguity will lead to label this count as a low probable one and not a high probable or a equal probable one. So let's understand what happens after the completion of wave 4. Even if this is a low probable count, there exists a possibility that this could be the one that is actually happening in the Nifty. Therefore we don't want to miss this, and let's understand what is happening after wave 4. Since this wave 4 is complete, we now know that the supercycle degree wave 5 is about to take place. And here within the supercycle degree wave 5 in lesser degrees, that is in the cycle degree or in a monthly time frame, we would usually have a 5 wave structure if it's not a corrective wave. And here the wave 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 labeled in yellow are constituents of a cycle degree. And we have been reinstating for the nth time that the wave 1 from this area to this area is never a motive wave, because it doesn't have any properties of a motive wave. Therefore, starting from the June of 2016, we have been reiterating that the wave 1 that we are actually seeing here, if we don't know that if wave 1, but however, if we classify that to be a wave 1, it doesn't possess any of the motive wave characteristics, and which leaves us to only one decision or having a single conclusion that this wave 1, if it has to be labeled as a wave 1, should be an ending diagonal triangle and nothing apart from that, because a corrective wave 1 is permissible only within a diagonal triangle, whether it is an ending or a beginning. That doesn't, irrespective of that, the wave 1 has to be motive, and if it is corrective, then it has to be within the ending diagonal or a diagonal triangle. Therefore, having this wave 1 being completed, the wave 2 usually takes place as a part of retracement to the previous wave 1. And notice a thing about the diagonals, whatever it might be, an ending diagonal or a leading diagonal. Here, this wave 2 pulls a deeper retracement than the wave 4, and the wave 3 moves to a bit higher than the previous top or the previous extreme of wave 1, and therefore giving a diagonal like structure. Therefore, this wave 2 has to be for deeper extents. Therefore, it cannot be for a 50% or a 61.8%. We expect that to be 78.6% retracement of this previous wave 1. And let's understand that this actually is a 50% retracement that has been currently happened, and the support is being taken at the 50% retracement level. But we have 61.8% and 78.6% on the arsenal to be take place as a completion of wave 2. Having said that it's being a low probable move, let's now move to the equally probable move. And this move consists of similar labeling, that wave 1, 2 and 3 in a supercycle degree are labeled to be complete, but the wave 4 in the supercycle degree is not completed by labeling it as a corrective combinations. The combinations usually consist of double or a triple threes. Here usually we go with double threes at this instant, because a triple three would attract a deeper retracement than the double three. Therefore, let's understand this combinative corrections deeply. Here this wave W is a part of a double 3 combinative structure, and this is x1. If this is a double 3, this is plainly x. If it is a triple 3, it is x1, and the y will be followed by x2, which is followed by wave z. That completes the combinative correction in a triple 3 phase. Leaving aside the triple 3 scenario, we are now going to see just double 3 because that's one that fits properly in this aspect. Therefore, the wave W has been completed by taking out the 50% retracement ratio, and wave X is a retracement to the wave W, and this wave X has one peculiar characteristic. The wave X doesn't obey any of the rules or guidelines that is applicable to any other waves, and hence we can see a proper relationship that this could be termed as wave X, because this fits more aptly than the previous low probable scenario, because wave 1 has few rules and guidelines, but the wave X in this instant doesn't have to obey any rules or guidelines. It can be anything, and it can take any internal substructures as it might want. That is the scenario that is happening within this wave, whatever it might be, but it cannot be wave 1 as usual. And after the completion of this X wave, what we are expecting is a Y wave if this is a double 3 combinative correction. And the important characteristics of this Y wave is that it should end somewhere near the W wave or below the W wave at this case. Here it can end at least at the 50% area where the previous W wave has ended, or the Y wave can end somewhere below this area, and it can be up to 61.8%. But there might be a question, why this is never a high probable count? Because there are two important things. Even if it is a double 3 correction, 61.8% is never really a favorable spot for a fourth wave following a third wave rally. One point is that, and the second one is the trend line is opposing strongly, because any movement apart from the trend line is being strongly opposed by a angular resistance, and in this case the wave 4, if it is a double 3 correction, will need to accomplish a deeper price target or at least an equal price target to the previous W wave, and therefore this part of analysis or this kind of labeling is deemed to be an equally probable one, because we got one opposing factor, that trend line is already being crossed. And let's understand what it takes for a high probable count. This is a high probable count because there are various factors supporting this climb. Wave 4 in a supercycle degree being a triangle. The triangle usually consists of 5 internal subdivisions A, B, C, D and E. In this scenario, we have completed wave A and wave B. Wave A took out the 50% retracement, and in this scenario, if this triangle is a developing one, we don't have any retracement below this wave A, which abruptly supports this case, and apart from that, the price retracement are not below or beyond this level. Therefore, the trend line has no imparting resistance with respect to the price, but however, the time resistance is a different story. Here, after the completion of wave A, wave B is being a retracement to the wave A only in the shape and doesn't constitute any rule or a guideline that is defined by Elliott. Therefore, this confines to a triangle, and wave C as a part of the triangle doesn't have any relation with the wave B, because Elliott closely related the same directional moves A, C and E, B and D. Therefore, the alternate retracement ratios are never really a clause to be considered while dealing with triangles. So, how can we surely say that this is a triangle and not something else? Because the A wave, whatever the wave it is or whatever the labeling it is, it has already reached a 50% retracement, which we consider would be the maximum for a fourth wave following a third wave rally. And the B wave has no relationship with respect to A wave except apart from the retracement point of view. And one important thing is that for a triangle to occur, for provision of the apex shape, wave B is lesser than wave A's high. And more importantly, the C has no interrelationship with wave B. because it is already been stated by Elliott that C has to be interrelated to the Fibonacci ratios of wave A. And finally, as per the guideline of alternation, wave 2 is very simple, and this reserves the spot for wave 4 to be a bit complex. And complex in the sense it can also take a shape of a triangle. Now let's put math to work. Wave A has its span of 2278 points and wave B has 2154 points. Now, by having these two values, we can use mathematical relationships to find wave C's target. Let's have a basic calculation for the wave C's target. The 1407 is nothing but 61.8% of wave A's length and 1790 is 78.6% of wave A's length. And since C is a downward move, we are subtracting this to the wave B's high. Therefore, we are given an approximate target of 7540 to 7558 and 7160 to 7175. This area is deemed to be more probable because this coincides with the support zones when you move your chart to the left. Let's see that. This is the 7540 areas. This coincides with the support zones. So we have a higher probability that the C wave could end here, or even somewhere at the 7170 levels because of 78.6% of wave A span. This is the first part of the main analysis, and the second part of the analysis is also there. Please don't forget to watch it because it deals with the analysis of daily charts, and more importantly that will provide you an exact area of entry opportunity. So try not to miss that. As a humble request, please subscribe to the YouTube channel that you are actually watching, and please sign up for the Brains forum in our website. Once again, thank you very much.